At those states, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't we know? Yeah. Don't we know? I can't come is a don't we know you make it. Oh, but I talk way. At those states, oh yeah.
APC, 55 APC, 56 APC, 57 APC, 58 APC, 59 APC, 60 APC, 61 APC, 62 APC, 63 APC, 64 APC, 65 APC, 66 APC, 67 APC, 68 APC, 69 APC, 70 APC, 71 APC, 72 APC, 73 APC, 74.
All right, if you're following that clip, you would think that we are in an election where a landslide victory has just been declared for a political party. But it's much more than that right here. It's political logjam and power of incumbency. And the trends, in landslide victories for Nigeria in recent elections in Nigeria. Emenike Agu is my name. I say a very warm welcome once again to your Friday Talk Delight right here on LN 24/7. Wherever you are watching us around the world, this is the State of the Nation. And this is the program that brings up this conversation we always have every Friday evening right here. Robust conversation on matters on the front burner in the state of things in your country, my country, Nigeria, as it affects you and I. We are looking at a very interesting topic on this occasion that affects you and I, that also will go a long way in shaping, the future of elections in Nigeria, voters' participation or otherwise in Nigeria, and outcome of further elections that will happen in Nigeria. We're looking at that topic, political logjam and power of incumbency, trends in landslide victories in Nigeria. Healthy or dangerous? Simple question. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so it promises to be just another interesting conversation we would have here. Emenike Agu is my name. I always welcome you. All right. I'm not alone on this occasion. I'm not alone. We will bring in our guests as we move on this program. But just before we welcome our discussants into this program, let's give you a little background, perhaps as a follow-up to the short clip you just saw there. Developments in recent elections in Nigeria seem to be favoring incumbency. When I say incumbency, of course, over many other factors in deciding election triumphs, including performance in politics. All right. Excessive dependence on godfatherism and authoritarian style of governance and the rise in political consciousness among the populace have come under scrutiny lately as outcome of elections appear now to be according to what the sitting authority wants. Electorates have danced to the tunes of several influences in Nigeria. These sway their vote, apparently. And some of these online influences have fueled dangerous trends, as witnessed lately in the off-cycle elections in Rivers State, Edo State, and Ondo States, to mention but a few, including Abia State, the local government elections. Yes, in Rivers State as well, and Abia State, they had local government elections recently. Now, prominent features of these elections show that either ruling party records a near 100% landslide victory, or a sitting ruling party is flatly defeated by a lethal or unknown political party. Yet, the incumbent party that is in power is unfazed by the results. Sometimes they celebrate the results as well. Now, these were the cases recorded with Rivers State local government elections, where Action People's Party, APP, won 22 out of 23 chairmanship seats in the state. And in Abia State, Zenith Labour Party won 15 out of the 17 local government chairmanship seats in the state, leaving the remaining 2 to YPP. This means that in both states, the incumbent ruling party, the PDP, and Rivers, the Labour Party in Abia State, were flatly defeated in those elections. And in the recently concluded governorship election, if we are moving forward, in Ondo State, ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, APC, won in all 18 local government areas to re-elect Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. That is Ondo State. Now, these results have traditionally been contested by other participating parties, extending the logjam Nigerian political space is witnessing. Let's leave it there for now. Let's leave it there for now. I tell you, State of the Nation today discusses the logjam, power of incumbency, and recurring trends in landslide victories in Nigeria. We ask the big question today: is this healthy or dangerous for the Nigerian people, the electorate, the entire political system, and the political well-being of the country? That is just the big question we are asking right here. All right. So once again, that's the topic we are focusing on: political logjam and power of incumbency, trends in landslide victories in Nigeria. Are they dangerous or healthy for the political well-being of Nigeria and of Nigerians? We shall also be looking at these talking points and reviewing the recent elections in Rivers State, Edo State, Abia State, and Ondo States, and the results. How normal are these results in Nigeria's electoral process? Also, the landslide victories by incumbent governors in Nigeria. Is Nigeria headed for one-party state? What are your answers and what are the implications? Then we shall attempt to unbundle the political logjam in Nigeria and ask you that Latin question they always ask: Quo vadis? Simply interpreted to mean, what next? Or where do we go from here? All right. It's all set for a very robust conversation we are going to have right here on this occasion on State of the Nation. That's what we always do here. No holds barred. We talk the way it is. All right. Let's bring in our guests right now on this occasion. Joining us here in the studio, they will all help us make sense of the topic and the talking points, stakeholders in the affairs of Nigeria. All right. We have a renowned researcher, of course, education consultant, policy and public affairs analyst, Professor Simeon Nna. Prof, we're always delighted to have you in the studio. Warm welcome.
Thank you very much.
Warm welcome.
Have a nice day.
Warm welcome. All right. Also joining us from Lagos is veteran journalist and publisher of National Hero magazine, Timothy Okoje. Timothy, thanks for joining us. Can you hear us, team? All right. We'll tidy up your signal. And another veteran journalist also joins this conversation, a columnist with one of Nigeria's national dailies, the Punch newspapers, Jide Ojo. Thank you for joining us, Jide. Right. Welcome. Welcome, Jide. We see you, but we hope the network will allow us to have a robust conversation. All right, welcome to State of the Nation, gentlemen. Let's start from here in the studio. Prof, what do you make of this topic today? Political logjam. Are we in a logjam? You know, and then power of incumbency. Where does the power of incumbency come in here in this logjam, if there is? And then the trends that Nigeria has witnessed lately in recent elections, are they dangerous or are they healthy?
Very, very, very dangerous. They can't be healthy at all. I was talking with a journalist the other day, and he was saying that Godfatherism has come to stay in Nigeria. And some people are of the opinion that Godfatherism, it's not too bad. But I can tell you for free, and you can go to the bank with that in Nigeria, Godfatherism, it's bad. There's a thin line between Godfatherism and mentoring. Now, what people think when they talk about Godfatherism is mentoring. But in Nigeria, we don't mentor. We come and want to overshadow. Look at what's happening in River State. Look at even in Edo State. When Oshomole was the governor of Edo State, he said something. He said, we have destroyed Godfatherism in Edo State. But during the campaign, if people followed that campaign trail, because I followed it bumper to fender, it was Oshomole that was campaigning, as if he was a candidate in that election. The governor-elect now was not seen campaigning. In fact, in one or two occasions, he just muttered a word that even it took the intervention of the same Adams Oshomole to be whispering to his ears what to say. And look at the result today. The son has been appointed Minister of Health. So we have come to a situation where it is our turn to rule. It is our turn. He is a senator, a former governor, and the son, a minister of health. And the deputy governor was defending that in one television studio just yesterday. That he's a veteran, a qualified medical doctor. He got a position not because of his father. You can say that to the Marines, not to me, you know. So Godfatherism has destroyed the fabrics of Nigerian politics. Look at what's happening in River State today. They can't breathe because of a godfather. He brought in Fubara, and then he wants to, in fact, I don't know how far it's true. He even said that the wife of Fubara should not answer First Lady. Can you imagine that? He appointed most of the commissioners before the bubble busted. Before the governor can take a decision, he has to present it to him, and he will vet it. And no, I mean, what does that mean? So it means that because you brought somebody to contest an election, so the person does not have a say. We know what was happening in Lagos before now. We had it on good authority that the political godfather in Lagos is in charge of politics and the governor is in charge of administration. So once it comes to political issues, appointments, and what have you, it is the godfather that does that. And the incumbent is just there, you know. And once you raise a voice and ask questions, there's trouble. Because that is what we have always witnessed.
Do all of this come in to define political logjam?
Of course, it comes into define it because at the end of the day, look at what's happening in Rivers State. What led to it? It's godfatherism. There's a political logjam in Rivers State as we speak today. What led to it?
I'll come back to you, Prof. Let's bring in veteran journalist Jide Ojo. Thank you for joining us at last. Thank you. Good to see your face. Good to see you, bro. All right, welcome to State of the Nation on this occasion. We are looking at a very, very touchy topic that affects you and I and every other Nigerian, and that is capable of shaping, further elections in Nigeria. Even as Nigeria prepares for 2027 general elections, we are looking at a political logjam situation we have in Nigeria, and taking the power of incumbency into account. There is a trend. There's a trend in recent elections witnessed in Nigeria where, ruling parties record near 100% victories, and they celebrate it. Those victories, we are asking, are they healthy for the political setting in Nigeria, or are they dangerous? Welcome. What's your take?
Thank you, Eminike. The issue of bandwagon victory for the ruling party in every state that have conducted local government election in recent past is very unhealthy for our democracy, because we have 19 political parties, and the only way by which many of these parties could show their strength is by contesting election at the grassroots. And there is no way a party that is national in outlook will not have a catchment area where, at least even if it's a councillorship or a local government chairperson, you must be able to win something. And situations where you are not in it's not even that the elections were conducted. The results are just written, outrightly written. There is even no electoral contest. I've attended several political summits, even this week, where people who are eyewitness. Let me give you an instance in Benue State that is governed by a reverend father. In Benue State, there are 3 senatorial districts. 2 out of those senatorial districts were won by the by APC, but there is another senatorial district that is won by PDP, and that's the Doma side, Benue South, where Senator Abamoro is the senator. And in Benue South, there are 9 local governments. Are you saying that a party that can produce a senator will not be able to win at least one local government chairperson, will not be able to win at least councillorship position? Yet we had this 100%, APC winning 100%. We saw what happened in Kaduna. Kaduna prized itself as a state that pioneered electronic voting. But in this last election, even where a returning officer openly claimed that there was no election in this local government, results were written and announcements were made, and over the weekend, by Sunday, all the purported winners were inaugurated. So there is no level playing field. There is no participation by the people at the local government. Many of these local government elections, they will say that the election will start at 8. You will not see anybody, no election official, 10, 11, 12 noon. And when journalists ask questions, they say they have logistic challenge. But in those same places where there are no elections, you see results being announced. So that is the danger of democracy. If there were to be a contest and the party at the center wins all the seats, which is also a possibility, you will know that, okay, it's as a result of the popularity of that party in the state. But situations where there are no campaigns, where there are no robust, interface with the people, that you don't even know who is contesting. And let nobody tell me about what happened in Rivers and in Abia State. The situation in Abia, where the Labour Party government of Abia did not win single seat in that state in the last local government election, is an aberration. It's as a result of the rough fight in Labour Party, where Alex Otti has tried to mediate, and it was rebuffed by the Julius leadership in Abuja, and that's why Alex Otti is now shopping for another platform, which is why Zenith Labour Party won all but 2 of the local government, and YPP won 2 out of the local government. Then you saw that Fubara was already personal non-grata in PDP, and he had to shop for alternate platform, which is why he went to APP. And and the governor admitted on tape that he has to do what he has to do because he was no longer wanted in PDP. So you can't take those instances as democratic elections. They are just, routine honor ritual of an election that meets not even a national standard, let alone regional national standard. And it is condemnable. In fact, it is a potent threat on democracy, because people have already stopped participating in the electoral process. You saw what last weekend in Ondo State, where in 4 years ago there was 32% voter turnout, but in this last local government election in Ondo, only about 24% voter turnout was recorded, despite the purported vote buying. You only could not even muster up to 30% voter turnout. So people are already parting ways with democracy, and you can see the agitation whereby even saying, let the military come back and govern us. It is that bad. So to cut the long story short, it's a bad omen that doesn't portend any good for Nigeria democratic culture.
Thank you so much, Jide. This your opening comments are really, really insightful. You said what we have right now is very, very unhealthy, and a bad omen for democracy in Nigeria. You took us from north, from Kaduna to Kano, down to the south, and to the southeast, and of course, you reeled out all that is happening in Abia State. It was, Prof. Let's bring it into perspective. What Jide just said. These elections, you see a governor, and his party is beaten, and he's not bothered. I mean, he also said there is in Benue State where a senator emerged. And during the local government elections, they could not produce a chairman. And he says these things they're an aberration, when you look at how things should be. In Ondo State, the governorship election just held, past weekend. APC won 18 out of 18. Jide just took us through Abia State, where the sitting governor lost flatly. To a party that doesn't even have a House member.
Sorry, the sitting governor did not lose.
Labour Party lost that election.
Yes, but the sitting governor did not lose a thing, because the sitting governor anointed those candidates that went to Zenith Labour Party to contest the election, just like what happened in Rivers State.
Where PDP,
State, yes.
You want to say Fubara also anointed?
Yes, Fubara anointed. I don't want to say
Action People's Party.
I am saying authoritatively that Fubara anointed those candidates, and in fact, they were his candidates in PDP. He asked them to move over to APP and contest the election.
When you say move
the impunity is beyond imagination.
Yeah, that's the unhealthy situation Nigeria is facing now. And as Jide said, when you say anointed and asked to move over, does that make them card-carrying party members, or go and vote for, or go and contest under this party? What is happening in Nigeria? What is going on?
I was listening to a lawyer yesterday. He said there are so many lacunas in our electoral acts that makes people to move over to a political party. He gave instance with Obi. He said 2 months to that election, that was when Obi left PDP and still went to Labour Party and contested as a presidential candidate. So within 2 months, that's what it means, is that within 2 months, you can move over to a political party, just buy their cards, and at the end of the day, you stand the election. And that's what happened in in the 2 states that is in focus now, namely Abia and Rivers. So those governors did not lose. They are giving you a signpost on where they are moving to, because already there's crisis in labor, and I can tell you for free, and you can go to the bank with it. I don't think Oti is going to contest the next election in Labour Party. No. I don't think Fubara is going to contest the next election in PDP. No.
But they are still members of these parties. They've not left. You and I know that as of today.
Yes. It is the biblical, proverbial voice of Esau and the hand of Jacob. So that is that's the way it's going in there. or rather, the hand of Jacob and the voice of Esau.
So let's take a break. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll bring in Ojo and check on Timothy Okogie, hoping that Timothy, another veteran journalist and publisher of National Hero magazine, will have his signal tidy up. If you've just joined us, this is the State of the Nation. Is your Friday night talk delight live here on LN 24/7. We will be right back after this time out. Stay with us.
LN 24/7 is first of all a news station.
Well, we continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
in the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
Nigeria is set to take its place.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
LN 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
All right, great to have you back. This is the State of the Nation, and we are looking at the situation in Nigeria with recent elections that recorded near 100% landslide victories. Some of them look normal because in the past, landslide victories have been part of any political system, including Nigeria. But there is something worrisome about this situation. Like some of them, the prof here in the studio says the governors were not defeated, that they anointed and endorsed for them to be defeated, for them to lose the election to another party. And that is an indication of where Nigeria is headed. Elections will still happen in this country in the next couple of years. Jide Ojo is still with us, a veteran journalist, and we're also joined by another veteran journalist, publisher of the National Hero magazine, Timothy Okoje. Timothy, do we have you here now? Hello. All right. Jide, we are coming back to you. I would have loved to take on Prof for some of the things he said, but let's get your reaction to the things Prof said here. The hand of Esau, the voice of Jacob. Now, that is an indication of where Nigeria is going. They appear normal to these politicians, but for every Nigerian, what does it tell to an average Nigerian? How do these things bounce back on Nigerians and the electorate generally? I mean, what we saw in Rivers, Edo, Abia, and Ondo State moving forward. Jide?
Yeah, again, like I reiterated earlier on, it does not portend any good omen to us. Prof was very spot on when he said it's the hand of and the voice of Jacob. The instances he cited were quite apt and very spot on. I can also put a bet on it that unless the Labour Party resolves its internal issue, Peter Obi will leave and may contest the 2027 presidential election on the platform of another party. Just the same way he did in 2019. He was a running mate to Atiku Abubakar in 2019. In 2023, he was the presidential candidate of Labour Party. Now Labour Party is in crisis, ABGA is in crisis, PDP is in crisis, APC itself is not immune to crisis. So politicians are only looking for that special purpose vehicle that will make them to realize their political ambition. There is no permanent friendship or enmity in politics. It's about interest. So if Alex Otti's interest cannot be served, recall that Alex Otti contested the 2019 election under, I think, PDP. He lost, or he was allegedly rigged out. And in 2023, it saw the popularity of Labour Party and decided to cross carpet or decided to dump PDP and contested under Labour Party, and he was lucky. Today is the only governor of Labour Party, but assurances are not there that he will be with Labour Party for too long. I can bet you, if the issues around the leadership crisis in Labour Party is not resolved, and in good time, APC may poach Alex Otti, or PDP may poach him, or he may decide to join a neutral party like ZLP now, where he has directed his loyalists to go and contest local government elections. You also saw this earlier happen in Imo State under Rochas Okorocha. Recall that Rochas Okorocha was the contestant for presidential ticket under PDP a couple of times. When he couldn't realize his ambition, he decided to go and float Action Alliance. He was, from what I learned, he was a promoter of Action Alliance. But this same person did not contest the presidential election under Action Alliance. Rather, what he did was to stay back in PDP asked some of his loyalists to go to Action Alliance so that in the event that he needs an alternate platform to realize his ambition, he can move to Action Alliance. And you saw that after his sojourn in PDP, he moved over to, I think at some point, he joined APGA, and he was APGA governor, and he traded with APGA to join the APC in 2013, moved part of APGA to join APC, and then became a chieftain of the APC. And then, of course, it pays off. He retained his seat for the second term re-election, won under APC, and since that time, APC became the governing party in Imo State. Look at Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi was even the PDP chairman in Ebonyi, and over time, when he saw that he needs to join the party at the center, he dumped PDP as term governor, and today it has paid off for him. He is the Minister of Works after his 8 years, and he was able to also supplant himself with an APC governor in Ebonyi. So these are political master strokes that political chieftains and how they maneuver things. And because politics is a game of interest, there is no hard feelings about what they realize that interest.
When you listen to all of this, you wonder why Nigeria plays its politics the way it is played. I mean, as if nothing is sacrosanct, as if nothing is standard, as if nothing is respected. You can get up today, just do as you like as a politician. Cross over to this party if it doesn't favor you, get over to this party if it doesn't favor you. No clear-cut ideologies where political parties identify with, such as we have in United States. There are red lines, there are blue lines, and in the United States. In Nigeria, we wake up today, I'm PDP, tomorrow if it doesn't favor me, I am APGA, and all of that. Let's bring in, Prof, I'll come back to you. Let's bring in Timothy. Tim, are you with us now? Hello. All right, great to have you. Great to see you. Timothy Okoje is a veteran journalist and publisher at National Heroes magazine. We've been talking about the political situation in Nigeria. Our analysts have described it as a logjam that is not healthy at all for the political system in Nigeria, especially as Nigeria moves towards another big election in 2027. And we've been looking at how this affects Nigerians, how this affects the totality of the electorates, and of course, the political system in Nigeria. Join the conversation. Welcome. What's your take? Wow. All right. Tim, we'll clear your network and let's have you join this conversation. Prof, this is not looking good. Both of you have described it as dangerous for Nigeria.
I want to
dangerous implications.
I want to go back memory lane. You see, we are talking of no clear-cut distinction between these political parties.
No ideologies. No ideology to identify them.
Recall that in 1999, go back to your archives, it was one man that wrote the constitution of the three political parties that were in 1999, the late Bola Ige. The late Bola Ige wrote the constitution of PDP, he wrote the constitution of AD, and the constitution of APP. So you discover that it was one man having the ideas that he spread to these three political parties. And I can tell you that every other political party that's rising up today are taking their lead from those three political parties.
Yeah, but why license them? Why register them? Why allow them to operate if they don't have clear-cut ideology?
Okay, you recall that even in 1999, AD was not properly registered before he contested that election.
We remember.
So you see, there's a lot of impunity here. People just do what they like. Look at the Electoral Act. People are saying, let us have the card readers, recognized by electoral eye. But the politicians don't want that. Okay, just yesterday, they threw out a bill. That bill has been coming up during Jonathan regime. It came up. And even Jonathan vowed that I won't be part of it. Let us have a 6 years, one term for the president and for the governors.
They threw it out.
They threw it out just yesterday. Now, and that bill, at least anybody that wanted this country to move forward would have supported that bill, because we are saying that we are spending so much in our elections. And that bill said all the elections will be conducted in 1 day. What stops all the elections being conducted in 1 day?
But that's how it used to be, you know, back in the days.
Yeah, but because these politicians want to manipulate and do whatever they like, they won't want that to sail through. See, let me tell you why it is expedient that we have 1 term for our president and our... Right now, they have only done a year plus. They have started campaigning for 2027. That's the danger in it. But if you know you have 1 term, from day one, you hit the ground running, because you are not going to come back to contest another election.
And you want to leave with an impression.
You want to leave a legacy. You want to leave a legacy. But today, they just do governance for the first year. The next year, they start shopping for the next election. They start stealing money. I don't mind what's about that. I mean stealing. You know the meaning of stealing? They start stealing money for the next election. And that's what is going on. The rat race continues. We can't head anywhere.
And they start taking landslide victories in the off-cycle election.
No. Let me tell you what is going on. And I think they are beginning to learn from our smaller sister nations. In Republic of Benin, the current president who is going to leave office next year, that's if he doesn't manipulate the constitution, Patrice Talon. You know what he did in the last election that was conducted in 2016? He gave 2 people money to go and contest against him, because he destroyed all the political parties, just as they are doing now. They are destroying all the political parties. See, somebody is being fingered in all the political parties that are having problems in this country today. Call it PDP, call it Labour, call it ABGA. It is one man that is causing those problems. Call it NNPP. It is one man that's causing those brouhaha in those political parties. Now, what he did was, when he now made sure that he had destroyed all the political parties, he now called 2 of his friends, gave them money, go and contest against me. And he told them how many posters they will print, where they will post those posters. Is that an election?
So he was so sure he wasn't going to be beaten.
No, that's what they are working towards in this country today. No, that's where this country is headed.
Let's check on Timothy again. Hello, Tim. We are so sorry about how network is. Yeah, we can hear you now. Thank you so much for your tenacity. Yeah. Welcome to State of the Nation. All right, take it from there.
Thank you. Me. Yeah. I'm listening to both arguments in this place. I think I want to concur with what they have said so far. The logjam political problem we do have in this country is not connected with this quasi-independence we got in 1960. Because if you look at that time to this, you discover that there is this elite consensus to capture states and share the loot. So that is the driving force. Discover that everybody, how can I get to the power and get what belongs to me? Nigeria is more or less a country that was not ready for independence. I can tell you that, because when you look at what is happening across the country politically, you discover that it was like everybody's just fighting to go to the center and get out of the loot. I want to use the word loot. Our cake. Everybody is just running helter-skelter, doing whatever is possible to make sure they get to that place and have it. Because if you look at the election that took place in America of recent, you just discover that what is holding America today is strong institutions. We don't have strong institutions. We can talk from here to tomorrow. If we don't have strong institutions, tomorrow everything is going to repeat itself. I recall in the conference I had some weeks back, I did say that, look, if we want to move forward in this country, we must have strong institutions, not strong individuals. Because when you are having strong individuals, that's why you see where we are today. Everybody is just, let me see what I can grab from the country. If we have strong institutions in Nigeria, you discover that all this grabbing of power, incumbency, and what have you, it will just go down. For instance, let me tell you the issue of strong institutions. We do have, like we did one in, was it during Jonathan time? It's not, it's Jonathan or Yar'Adua time. I give you a classical example. Strong institution was playing because we have a patriot. If you have strong institution, we have patriots. At the helm of affair in those strong institutions, all these things we are seeing in Nigeria cannot happen. That one thing, you put you are there as a governor, your daughter is there, your child is there. Even you look at the judiciary, people are exchanging their children. It's like a family thing because there is no strong institution. The way we can deal with all this quagmire in the country is to have strong institutions with patriots. I give you a classical example. During the Yar'Adua Jonathan era, this peace we are enjoying today in Nigeria from the Nigeria Delta, it was pretty difficult. We are looking for a way to bring the agitation table so that they can get into Nigeria. Along the line, I think at the end of it, after the long discussion and what have you, the day they were supposed to bring the agitator to Abuja, Aso Rock to be precise, there was an issue. Look, if we go to Abuja, they are going to arrest us, detain us, and put us on trial, treason trial. There was an issue. They said, okay, if we are to go to Abuja, what is going to happen is that they want to hold one of the people who are negotiating hostage in the Niger Delta villages until this agitator return back from Aso Rock before they will release the person. Late Tony Anene, Mr. Fixit, volunteered that he was going to be the sacrificial lamb in the village of Niger Delta and allow the boys to go and discuss peace with Yar'Adua. That was how it went. You know, what I'm trying to bring out now, we are talking of patriot. When you have strong institutions with patriot that can put their life on the line for this country to move forward, you know, this issue of whether you are winning victory from the whole state, it will not arise because a patriot is somebody who is going to put his life down for what is right for everybody in this country. So if you can have such people, have strong institutions, you know, we don't even need to bother about whether you have sister, you have brother who is going to want to contest. The institution is good. You want to conduct election, you are allowed the playing field to go because strong institution. If you don't have strong institution,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He's taking us to, you know, perhaps our final talking point. That talking point, final talking point is unbundling. He's beginning to unbundle this political logjam, you know, in Nigeria. That's where we spoke Latin here. We spoke Latin here. We say Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis is a legal jargon, right? We borrowed that from our legal friends. Quo Vadis, which simply says, what next? Where are we going? You know, our time is so fast spent. So let's begin to wrap up this conversation, perhaps part one.
I think if we continue in this trajectory, we are heading to a one-party system. He talked about strong institutions. I agree with him in total. In Ghana, people are afraid of going to courts. When they have their elections and they mention court, the politicians are afraid because they have strong courts, strong institutions. But in Nigeria, they say it with impunity, go to court.
Go to court.
Because they know the courts will not give you anything. The courts goes to the highest bidder. That is what is happening today. I have a senior advocate, Onogoro, crying on social media that how have we gotten to this level that his legal profession has been bastardized and destroyed. You see, the legal profession has been bastardized, it has been destroyed.
And that is one strong institution.
That's one strong institution.
Good governance needs.
Yes, that if people know that when they rig elections, they will go to court and they will be jailed. They will be, suspended from contesting election in the next 10 years. No, let me land on this. How can we have strong institution? Somebody in the level of an NSA was praising the president this week. I don't know whether it was on Tuesday or so. So you see they are bootlickers. They are bootlickers. Because if an NSA is not a bootlicker, it has no business coming to praise the president. I mean, it can't happen in a St. Land.
That is
for crying out loud.
That is where Nigeria is.
It can't happen in a St. Land.
And that's why we brought in that Latin quote, Q vadis. What next? Jide Ojo, are you still there? Take it from there, Jide, as we wrap up.
Yes, I agree with Prof and my other panelists that we are headed to Golgotha unless we are able to retrace our steps and follow due process of doing things. One key problem we have is lack of rule of law. And Eminike, under rule of law, there are three strong pillars. First is the supremacy of the law. Then we have equality in the fundamental human rights. All are in breach in Nigeria, violated by the political elites. There is no supremacy of the law, it's supremacy of the tongue. It's the power of the big men, the godfathers, who determines what goes on. In Nigeria, it's of elite theory and the game theory, being intersection of the two laws, two theories, elite and game theory. So we need to go back to rule of law, where there is constitutionalism, that is supremacy of the law. There should be equality before the law. There should not be big man or small man. Then there should be fundamental human rights. The rights of citizens to vote for their leaders have been taken away by the political elite. That's why they compromise the judiciary, they compromise the electoral management body, they compromise the security agencies. Even the civil society have been infiltrated. Media is not exempted. Of course, most of the media owners are politically exposed persons. And there is a lot of censorship about what you can write or publish about your promoter or about your founder or about your publisher. So we need to go back to constitutionalism, rule of law, and fundamental human rights. When due process, when we start to follow due process, things will start to get better with our democracy, with our elections, and with our governance system.
Thank you so much, Jide. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that have come out on this discussion. It's looking like it's a topic we may have to do a part 2, so that we can also bring in viewers to also hear from them. It's an open access program. Timothy, we have to go. Perhaps we'll just give you, you joined us out of frustrations from poor network. Let's get your final word very briefly.
I think the way forward is to ensure that punish bad behavior in this country. Because if you don't punish bad behavior, there is nothing we can do about the situation. Because somebody who commits offense, who commits crime, instead of the person to go to prison for it, they give him national honor. I don't understand how such a country can be called. Two, I think we need to build strong institutions with paper. You
Thank you so much.
Judiciary.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Don't worry, our time is so fast spent, but we are here, and we are here for the good of the masses, the electorate, the people of Nigeria, and the Nigerian nation, generally. It's the state of the nation. We'll do it again, a team. We're sorry about the delays you had, connecting.
It was a network problem.
Yes. And Jide, thank you also. Thank you so much. We'll do it again. And thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Great.
Have a wonderful week.
You too. Thank you so much. Prof, we have to go, perhaps your final word. We'll have to wrap it up.
In a country we have 14 justices of the Supreme Court, we write a petition of financial impropriety against the CJN. And the CJN is rewarded with the highest honor of the land and given 2-point-something billion as retirement benefits. What do you expect others to do?
Big question. Perhaps we'll find answers right here on this program subsequently. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. Okay, it's been another robust conversation, and we have to go and return same time next week. But this conversation continues across all our social media handles. Go there, drop in your comment on this topic. The King's Chat handle is there at LN247. X also is there. YouTube is there. All the social media handle. This conversation continues. Emenike Agu is my name. Thank you so much for watching on this occasion. We'll do it again same time next week. Bye for now.